Hi guys, today I'm going to share with you how I created this layout, or at least the techniques on the layout. I love the blue. I seem to be a little obsessed with the blue. There you can see a close-up of the lady pattern papers that I used. I simply love these papers, and there's the rosette that I made for lady pattern paper. Okay, to start off, here are the products that I use to create most of the techniques on the page. We've got Finnabar Prima 3D Gloss Gel. We've got some pigment powders that I'm going to mix with the gloss gel. I love these pigment powders. They really add a beautiful shimmer to everything you do. I try and remember to close the powders before I go on. As you know, I am a little messy. I'm going to use two colors of glitter. I've got a teal and a dark blue. As you can see, it doesn't really matter which brand. And then I'm going to be using some Nuvo crystal drops. I'm not going to use them as drops on this page. I'm just going to use them as an accent. I've got my trusty palette knife, and I have got a Celebrate Garden Vine stencil. I love the stencil. Okay, so I have already prepared the base of my layout. As you can see, it's really simple. I just cut a few blocks of paper. I colored my title with some twinkling H2Os, added some glitter, and now we're going to get down to the dirty stuff, making a wonderful mess. Okay, I'm going to be using some all-purpose ink as well. This is Blue Bayou, just to color my 3D gloss gel. It's not really necessary to do that, and I'm going to add some glitter as well. So you want to take some of the 3D gloss gel from the jar, not too much. You can always add some more later, and you're just going to put it onto your craft sheet, and then with a clean ice cream stick or whatever you want to use, I'm going to take out some of the pigment powder, and I'm going to add a few drops of all-purpose ink. All-purpose ink is very intense in color, so you really would rather add more color. It's hard to take color away. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some glitter into my mixture. This is not really necessary, but you know, a girl can never have too much glitter, and I honestly wanted to see what the effect would be. So I'm giving it a good mix with my spatula. It doesn't really matter if it's a metal or a plastic spatula. And now I'm just spreading a thin layer through my stencil. I'm not too worried that it has to be perfect. I just want to get some coverage, and I just want to add an effect to my page. You can see that I'm not 100% sure of where I'm going with this. Honestly, I did not plan it out. It was just something that happened. But at this point, I'm thinking that I'm going to create like a border around the edges, and then we'll see where that goes. You can see that I'm not adding too much of the 3D gloss gel. The more you add, the longer it takes to dry. And remember, this is just an accent. It's not a canvas. It's not something that you need to have loads of on your page. And also, we're not going to be stamping into it. I just want it to dry fairly quickly. I'm going to be adding some glitter to it once I'm done, so I don't want it to be too thin so that it dries in like 5 seconds. Also, if it's winter, it'll take longer to dry. Obviously, if it's summer, it'll dry much faster. But there you can see I'm scraping up some of the mess I made. I don't really mind wasting a little, but I don't want to waste too much. You can see that I'm going to have some left over, and I was thinking while I was doing this that I wanted to take a piece of white paper and then just add some of my leftover 3D gloss gel onto this and create some accents. As I was doing this, I could see where I was going. I wanted to create some elements that I could cut out and kind of layer them on top of the stenciling that's directly to my page. You can see that I'm really not doing this perfectly. I'm just spreading and using up all my leftovers. In the end, I did make 3 of those little pieces of paper you can see there. It's about the size of a jumbo photo. Now I'm just pouring some glitter. Unfortunately, I didn't film the part where I added the teal glitter, but I first spread some dark blue and then I added some teal. Okay, So here, this is after the drying and the cutting process. I didn't think you would need to see how I cut 50 million little 3D gloss gelled leaves. What I'm doing at this point is I'm trying to remove all the excess glitter before I start working on my page. Otherwise, I will just have glitter all over. And although I love bling, it gets into your glue and then it gets onto places on your page that you don't necessarily want it. And I'm working on a white background, so I wanted to keep it nice and clean. So what I'm doing here, I'm putting all my cut out leaves into one little tray, and I'm now going to be adding some Tombow glue so that it can become repositionable. Yes, the green Mono Multi Tombow glue, once it is tacky, it is actually repositionable. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to each of the leaves, and I'm not spreading it all the way to the ends because I want it to have some dimension once I've added it to my page. So you can see I'm just leisurely adding some glue to the back of my leaves, and I'm placing them onto the separate tray. The reason I do it on a separate tray is because if you don't do that within like 3 minutes, I don't know, I'll be covered with glittery leaves because this glue just gets in everywhere. So it is a good idea to put it somewhere where it will be contained. Okay, so now my leaves are sticky, and now I'm just going to be placing them randomly onto the page to create some dimension. I'm not really overthinking this. I'm literally just adding them as I see fit. I'm not going to show you the whole process. I'll just show you once it's done. But I literally place them where I want to put them, where I think it'll look kind of as if Morris and I are being enveloped, is that a good word, by some beautiful blue and teal leaves. I just think these photos are so nice. Morris and I rarely get photos together, and this was while, sorry, that's Pepper in the background, while Frank was here, Frank Garcia, and we went to pick them up, and I said to Morris, oh please can we have a selfie, because we never have any photos, and this was the result. I'm thrilled. Okay, so here is the completed page. You can see I honestly kept it simple. I added some straws that I painted with the 3D gloss gel and those pigments. I tied a bow. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can get the idea. There you can see the 3 straws. I've just cut them a little bit shorter. I've tucked some leaves underneath my rosette. I even put a little pin in there, a corsage pin. I don't normally do those things. I added some splats that I created with perfect pearls nonetheless. And water and some twinklings. There you can see I'm removing a little odd piece that's sitting on my page before photographing it. And yeah, that's it. It's really a simple page. There's nothing to it. As you can see, I didn't use any bought embellishments. I think, did I? No, maybe just the corsage pin. And of course the title. It's a beautiful Celebrate Chipboard title. I really honestly love their chipboards, and you can see how stunning these lady pattern papers are. The craft with the dark blue, and then there's the script essential, and you can see how the teal and the blues really mix the turquoise. You can see the rosette, you can see those elements there. I really enjoyed making this page. You can just get some detail there. Oh, there's my Liffey. A lot of the ladies who attended the secret event will know him. He even clears plates from tables for 300 women. He is well trained indeed, yes. I just made a bow with some very special lace I found at a small little shop in Jeffreys Bay. You cannot buy any of that. I'm hoarding it. Sorry. There's another selfie. Marius has long arms. He can take good selfies. I just simply can't. I look like a little round moon when I take a selfie. Oh, and there's my stamped element. I actually painted some gesso over some lady pattern paper. Then I sanded it slightly, stamped my sentiment, added some of that Nouveau crystal stuff around the edges, painted some lady pattern paper again with some pigments, the teal color, and just created a custom accent. I really hope you enjoyed it. I loved making this page. Yeah, please share what you're going to do with some 3D gloss gel or some stencils or some pigments when you have a chance. Have a fantastic weekend.